So which way am I facing right now? I wonder if these bones that I'm seeing here are the same bones as the ones that I can see from Vagrant's Rest. Because like I said, we've made almost a full circle here on the world map. So I wonder if we have gone all the way around the world to get to the other side of these bones. No, because we went in the opposite direction, I guess, from the bones. We went like in a... we went in like a counterclockwise circle. So I guess not, but even still, man, these bones are reaching pretty far. I wonder if these are supposed to be the bones from the bird in the intro. Nope, not getting up that way. In fact, I imagine that's probably the case, actually. That's probably what they are intended to be. You know, it's like a phoenix kind of thing. It's shedding its bones and its feathers and all of that stuff, and I'm picking them up off the ground, and it's making my character more powerful. Am I going the right way? Yes, I am. Okay. Uh-oh. We're getting towards her objective. I think I'm gonna have to round the cliffs before we actually get there, but it's getting close. Well, I cannot go that way. That ain't gonna work. Oh, these things are not friendly anymore. Well, that's sad. That's unfortunate. I feel like this is my fault, actually. Like, maybe the bandits respect these creatures, and here I come, wandering on in, wading into the swamp, and just start beating them up. It was for a good cause, to be fair. Light sickness that dissolves your body into ash and all of that stuff. Good cause to fight for, trying to find a cure for that. However, I think I can understand their frustration if I have turned the local fauna hostile. Is this a place I've been to before? I think it has. Or I think it is. Yeah, I think I came from here. This is where those two giant guys were standing. Yeah, okay. Just making sure that I'm not doubling back on myself too much here. This is something I like about this game a lot. Is that it's very fluid how you go back and forth while exploring a new area. I think the platforming-esque system really lends itself well to, I crossed over this path before, but it's actually okay that I did that because I'm climbing on stuff now, so I'm experiencing it from a new perspective. Like, I climbed on a roof to get to that area the first time, and then the second time I just walked there, and it provided two separate ways to get to the same place. Oh, that's bad. That's real bad. Huh. Well, I'm gonna leave all of those corpses for now. We're not gonna bother with them. I'm gonna climb up there, and I'm gonna beat up all those guys, and then we're gonna come back. I also am going to get beat up a little bit in the process, but it's fine. You have to learn and grow a little bit at the same time. Also, yes, I can now confirm that when my stamina gets depleted by blocking, it does not come back. Come on, get on up there. Hey! You cut that out. Oh my god, there's so many of them. I'm not going to be able to face tank my way through this. That's not going to work. You know, this is rough, but this feels like a much fairer challenge than when we were going through the pass and the guys were throwing the exploding spears. This, as a challenge, this feels like it's much more evenly matched. Like, there's a ton of enemies here. However, I feel like I have, like, not the upper hand, but you know what I mean. I feel like I have a chance. Gilded halberd. Well, that's just better than my maul, just outright. Useful for keeping elevated enemies at a distance and striking a cleaving blow to finish them. Lotharian smiths certainly did things in style. Yeah, they sure did. Look at this thing. This thing will wreak havoc on my poor enemies. Let's go down there and see if there's anything of worth down here. Spearhead, not really. I guess that makes sense, considering all of those guys throwing spears down on these people. I imagine that they probably don't care about going to collect the ones that break off in people's skulls and spines. At some point, you probably stop caring about that. You know, I was wondering if I was going the right way to get up here. Oh, that's bad. Isla, we've attracted attention. Time to try out this thing. Oh, it's got thrusting attacks. Oh, that's good. This is the weapon that she's using. Holy crap. This thing is quite powerful, actually. Surprising. That is very surprising. I guess there are, like, subtly varying movesets for weapons. Oh, that's Corey. What a coward. Yeah, he's just running away like a big coward. Man, Isla sounds pissed. Like, she sounds very upset. Like, listen to her. Oh, she's on the quest for revenge. Corey! Come here, Corey! I'll cut through everybody in our way. Or at least Isla will. I'll be here too. Lots of screaming going on here. Oh, Isla. Don't worry, Isla. I'll help you in a minute. A little busy at the moment. Oh, this thing does crits quite frequently. This seems like a good candidate for a build where you do lots and lots of crits. There we go. Pick yourself up. Your revenge is almost at hand. Thankfully. Now, where'd he go? Corey? Corey? Got a halberd with your name on it. There he is. Come here. Hey! Come here! Done. Whew. Nice. Well, we did it. And once we head back to Vagrant's Rest, we'll... You can have that lure. The blood on my hands is enough to satisfy me personally. You know what they say about revenge? Revenge is a dish best skinned and descaled. You know, so it's just a little bit easier to eat. You know, put it on a rotisserie for a while. Cause they're fishing lures, you see. I don't know. I don't claim to be the master of jokes. I don't think we're gonna find another ritual stone up here. I think we're getting to the point where it's gonna be a long way. Unless that's one in the distance right there. You see it like right underneath the health bars? I can't tell. I guess we'll go and see. There also was an item down here, but I don't know where. It's somewhere. I think it might have been up here? In this little crevice? Yeah, there it is. Alright, we'll go see if that is a, We'll go see if that's a ritual stone up there up the street. We would certainly have to have fought for it if it happens to be one. There are just enemies everywhere. This area is awesome. This area is so cool. Because there's just enemies all over the place, and there's 1,000 different ways to get where I'm going. It's so neat. Like, this is the way to do that pass that we went through correctly, I guess. Like, or maybe not correctly, but more elaborate. And maybe that's the point. Maybe it's supposed to be an elaboration on the concept of a pass that you can go through on either side or go right up the middle. Either way, this area is great so far. Just in terms of like difficulty balance too. Oh, I can't. There's no way I can get across there. Or can I? Haha! Oh, I'm the coolest. I don't know where Isla went. I'm alone. Oh, there she is. If I replay this game, I am definitely gonna want to. Well, I guess the question is an if. Like, come on, we can't pretend at this point that it's a matter of if I replay this game. When I replay this game, it's definitely. I'm definitely gonna try heavier weapons more often. Because I think I would have had an easier time if I had stuck to what I said in one of the very first episodes. That this was one of my first assessments about the game, was I bet you I can use heavy weapons to break shields and stuff, and light weapons to fight enemies without shields. Like, if I had focused heavy weapons on stunning enemies and all that stuff, I probably would have had a much, much easier time with this. Again, I guess that deals with what I was saying about pondering whether the challenge was self-imposed in some way. My expectations caused me to falter where I otherwise might not have. Potentially. I don't know if that's the case, but potentially. Yeah, we're not going that way. Oh, is that a item? No, it wasn't. Okay, I guess this was just a little camp here at the end of the street. We'll keep pressing on just a little bit more, but I will hightail it. I'm just wary about fighting all those enemies again is the thing. As we enter the shattered ramparts. It's got a different name, so that's how you know that it's a different area. Oh boy. This place looks kind of intimidating. Wow, the sense of scale here is crazy. There is a stone right there. I'm glad I didn't. Glad I didn't go back. Wow. Well, there we go. I guess we found our way in. Okay. Let's head back to Vagrant's Rest then and turn in this quest. I don't know if Isla's gonna have more for us, but I guess we'll see when we get back there, won't we? You know what I would call this game? I would call this game well realized. Like, it's clear that the developers of this game had an idea in mind of how it should look and what it should feel like and what it should sound like, just the world in general. And it feels that way. It really does. I think this game has turned out pretty much exactly as they wanted it to, and for that they deserve major props. All right, Isla, is it done?
Well, I'll be a new-hatched skeglet. That there's our squirming friend's lure. Pass it over, if you please. I'll find a worthier owner than that gory skeghead ever was.
I certainly hope you do.
Thanks to you, me tribe is free. And that trifling trio is all eating humble dirt pie. The Ashen might have gave us light, but you gave us something better. Hope.
Well, that's really the best thing I can do for you. In the end. Journey complete. We did it. Isla has had her revenge and she's found solace. I think that's our first one. Yeah, we're done. Well, you know, Isla, when I first met you, I was a little bit apprehensive about you, cause you seem kinda shitty, kicking me down a stream in a barrel and all of that stuff. But over time, I have come to accept your nature, I think. So, I'm glad I could help you, Isla. I hope you and your tribe is happy here. Upgrade my gourd. There's not much point in upgrading the gourd, actually, because the gourd fills up almost all of my health already. It's just that now it's going to fill up all of my health more than once at a time. How much health do I even have? 355, and the gourd heals 307. So yeah, unless I'm like almost dead, unless I have virtually no health and the next hit will kill me, the gourd will heal me to full. Which is fine. I'm glad they let you attain that. It's nice that the game's stat system works out that way. I bet the final upgrade for the gourd makes it so that you will receive full health from any heal. Like it puts the amount that you regain above anything you could take in damage. So we have a bunch of new relics to look at here. See what they are. We have Double Swig. Your Crimson Gourd swig capacity is increased. Whoa! That is nice. And Forager. You gain a chance to collect an additional crafting material from defeated enemies. I don't really need that right now, but that would be really useful if I was trying to get my weapons to max level. Man, Double Swig, wow. I'm sorry, Seer, but I didn't end up using you all that much. Welcome, Double Swig, to the fold. Wowee. 10 swigs. You know what? I bet that's why 8 is the maximum. I bet you that 8 is the maximum specifically because Double Swig gives you 2 more, which gets you to an even 10. That is brilliant. That is a great design decision to keep the player from getting an even 10 unless they're willing to invest. I get my props for that, because there's this thing, right, about it is a long-standing fact that in human psychology, people just love round, even numbers. 10 is a better round, even number than 8, because you can count down from 10 to 1 much easier than from 8 to 1. And I know that sounds a bit silly, but it's true. It's true in documented psychology that it's easier to keep track in your head of numbers that end in 5 or 0. And 5 is not an even number, but you get what I mean. It is much easier to count in 5s or in 10s than it is to count from numbers that start quote-unquote weirdly. And this is one thing I love about video game psychology, is whether the developers know that or not, about the human propensity for enjoying round numbers and all of that crap, whether they are aware of that psychology, they still implemented it just knowing that it would be pleasing, knowing that you could get to exactly 10. You can't upgrade your gourd to 9 and then get to 11 chugs. You can upgrade your gourd to 8 and then get to 10 chugs. And that's the kind of psychology stuff that I think is really fascinating about video games, is now that I know that I have 10 chugs and this is the absolute maximum I can ever get, it will be so much easier for me to manage them in a way that is really interesting and will make the game a bit simpler to understand in the moment of combat. I don't know. I could ramble on about this kind of stuff for hours, because it is one of the things that got me into playing video games, is what did the developers intend? Why is this pleasing to me as a player? And all that kind of stuff. It's so interesting to me, and the enthusiasm with which I can talk about it, I hope, gets across just how interesting it is. I love this game. This game is so thorough and careful in its design. There have been a few hitches so far in the design itself, But clearly, I mean, look at our little town. Look at what it's evolved from. The developers had their vision and they stuck to it, and for that, there's just so much commendation I can give for that. I love indie games, man. They're the best.